Indeed, we will. And thank God we have Donald Trump leading us through this, because no one else would have the courage to do it. All right, Mike Davis, put your seatbelt on. Mike's going to be fired up from Article 3, and we're going to talk about this federal judge, another federal judge, these activists in robes blocking Trump's birthright citizenship ban for all infants. But that aside, I want to see what's happening. All these judges still coming back. I thought there was a Supreme Court decision that shuts them down. Where are we? Mike Davis will answer that question. Hey, Joe Piscopo on the radio, 9:24 in the morning, and great to have you with us. A lot to get into, a lot of news. Mike Gallagher's coming up in just about 40 minutes. You don't want to miss the great Mike Gallagher, and you don't want to miss the great Mike Davis either, kind enough to join us, much in demand, kind enough to take time with us on the radio, founder of the Article 3 Project, former law clerk for Justice Gorsuch, former chief counsel for nominations for the U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary. So when Mike Davis speaks, he knows what he is talking about. Mike, welcome back to the show. Thank you for taking the time, sir.
Thank you for having me back on.
Hey, Mike, so the federal judges, they're all working against Donald Trump. There's other judge blocking Donald Trump's birthright citizenship ban for all infants. What happened to the Supreme Court decision, man? What happened with that? I thought that these judges, these activists in robes, couldn't make the moves they're making now. What's up with that, sir?
It's amazing. We had the Supreme Court hold that these individual district court judges around the country, there are like 800 of them, don't have individual veto power over everything the president of the United States does. Now we have an activist judge saying that the one big beautiful bill is unconstitutional because it cuts spending for Planned Parenthood. I mean, the Congress has the power of the purse, of course. It can cut spending for anyone, including Planned Parenthood. But this judge, even after the Supreme Court ruled in the birthright citizenship case that you can't have these nationwide injunctions, this judge just turned around and essentially said F you to the Supreme Court and issued they did it a tricky way. They did it through what's called class certification. So instead of just issuing a temporary restraining order and a nationwide injunction for everyone on the planet, now they're saying that there's a class, apparently, of every unborn child in America from illegal alien parents. A class of anchor babies, apparently. Yeah. And it seems like this is the first time ever that these left-wing judges have ever acknowledged any rights for an unborn baby. You can slaughter your unborn baby up until the moment of birth, according to these left-wing activists, but if they're an anchor baby, it deserves citizenship. It's just unbelievable to me that we have these activist judges just blatantly ignoring this Supreme Court with their shell games down.
But what's confusing, Mike, is who do they file it with? How does a judge, if the Supreme Court says you can't do it, yet they still do it, so they do it some kind of back channel way? So at least, where does it end up, and what body does it end up in? In the local court, the local district, and then the case has to be tried there, where they went forum shopping for judges? That's the way it'll work? I mean, because if the Supreme Court says it, I don't know how they have the right to even file anything. But that's my layman's viewpoint. Help me out here, Mike, please.
Well, they don't. So the judges can't just issue these pronouncements, these policy pronouncements in the form of a nationwide injunction. The judges have a modest but crucial role, and that is to decide cases or controversies of the parties properly before them, and that's the key, parties properly before them with redressable claims. And so you have to be a party to the litigation, right? You're deciding cases or controversies of parties. You're trying to resolve disputes. You're not trying to be, Socrates issuing these pronouncements. And so what these judges are now doing is they're certifying a class of plaintiffs it's so broad that it essentially covers everyone that would be in an injunction. So in this case, they're trying to say there's a class of unborn babies and babies of illegal aliens, right? But the problem with this judge's ruling is this judge didn't go through Rule 23 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. He did not have class discovery in this case to make sure that everyone is in this class, willingly. Number one, I don't know how you can be in a class if you're an unborn baby and your parents have and your parents haven't agreed to do it for you, and then you have to make sure that there's commonality between the class members. There's a bunch of factors you look at. The bottom line is this judge is just saying F you to the Supreme Court. You say I can't do a nationwide injunction, so I'm just going to make up this class and not go through the rules to make up this class, and I'm going to do what you said we can't do through a different path. And now it's going to be called class certification instead of nationwide injunction.
Does Chief Justice Roberts, Mike Davis, have the right just to whack these moronic judges? I am insulted as a citizen that they go up and they start this little. It's so cowardly. It's just cowardly the way they do this. You know, you got the Supreme Court, you got the will of the people, you got votes for President Trump, almost 80 million votes. The people have put this man in office. He's making the rules that we all support, for crying out loud. And you get the geeky people that were in school that we never really liked, and now they're judges. They're judges. And I saw one that Biden appointed. She looks so young, and they're so unqualified, and it's just so unnecessary. But can't just Chief Justice Roberts go, done? No. Does he have the right to do that? He may not have the right to do that, correct?
He could, meaning he could get his judicial house in order if he wants to. And I would say this to the Chief Justice: how many times are you going to let these Democrat activist judges and these other activist judges just absolutely humiliate you and show the world that the emperor has no robe? I mean, it's unbelievable to me. The Supreme Court rules, and then just a couple weeks later, another activist judge says F you to the Supreme Court and does it anyway, and there's no recourse. And how many, this has happened over and over and over. And here's what the Democrats know. They know that there is the most valuable commodity in politics for the president is time, right? The president, they know, has 4 years, and if they can drag each one of these cases out for 4 months or 5 months or 6 months, that takes up a huge amount of President Trump's presidency. And the goal is, look, they know that they just need to get to the midterms, right? And that's what the Democrats are trying to do. They're trying to sabotage the president until the midterms with the hope that the Democrats take over the House, maybe the Senate, but more likely the House. And then there's going to be aggressive sabotage by House Democrats with subpoenas. That's the plan. They want these judges to stall this until the midterm elections, when House Democrats are really going to make everyone's lives miserable. And so that's the problem. These judges are politicians in robes. This is judicial sabotage, and it's not just sabotage of Trump. This is sabotage of the will of the American people. These judges, these activists in robes who pretend like they're protecting democracy are actually subverting democracy.
Amen. Mike, those are brilliant words you just said. God, you are so good, my brother. And I'm going to ask my producer, Joey Sibilia, to grab what you said with your permission and to play it for promos across our radio station with the beautiful people that are kind enough to listen every morning. And I see the numbers you get. Every time we post you, Mike Davis, you get tens of thousands of hits, man. God bless you for saying that, because that's exactly the way we feel. We vote for the guy. The guy is in. President Trump doing a great job. After all that he went through with the lawfare that you and I have talked ad nauseum about, from Fannie Willis, you told us about Jack Smith, you told us about Mar-a-Lago, we told us about Tish James, you told us about all these people, and every single one of them were on Mershon Still. These people, Bragg, all these, in my opinion, it's a criminality within the judicial system of America, and you just lay it out there bare, and I just hope and pray, thank God Donald Trump built the Supreme Court that he did, but this has got to stop because, and listen to what Mike Davis said, if you may. Listen to Mike Davis and Piscopo on the radio. This is a concerted effort to stall. It's to stall to what? The midterms. And we have to be strong and stay together and not allow that to happen. It's exactly what they're doing. And Mike, before we let you go, what's with this Ketanji Brown Jackson? How in the name of goodness gracious did she ever get confirmed? And I don't want to be inappropriate, but this woman, I read what she says. Oh, my opinion counts. I this, I that. Who is this person, Mike Davis, the Supreme Court Justice? Huh?
She is a gifting horse for conservatives because remember this: there are 3 Democrat-appointed justices and 6 Republican-appointed justices. If Biden would have appointed someone like California Supreme Court Justice Leandra Kruger, he would have been very persuasive from time to time to pick off someone like Justice Barrett or Justice Kavanaugh or the Chief Justice or even my old boss, Justice Gorsuch. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson is so sanctimonious and dumb, frankly, and obnoxious that she repels her colleagues. So, it's like Justice Jackson's opinions are so dumb that the dueling dumb dissents from Justice Jackson and Justice Sotomayor are becoming just the dueling dumb dissent from Justice Jackson. Jackson's opinions are so dumb that she even managed to do the unthinkable, which is to scare off Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who's like a very lovable but crazy aunt at Christmas who just won't shut the hell up. The Democrat aunt who thinks she knows everything and she has like 6 glasses of wine and she wants to tell everyone. That's Justice Sotomayor. You love her, but you just want her to shut the hell up. Jackson has managed to repel Sotomayor.
and really even fire up Amy Coney Barrett to go after her, which was huge, I thought. Mike, we got to let you go. I could talk to you for hours, my brother. But the Alito leak, nothing? We got nothing on that, right? I mean, am I missing something here, sir? Huh?
Can I just say this? Justice Jackson, I always say the Justice Barrett was a rattled law professor with her head up, you know what? Justice Jackson's so obnoxious, she helped Justice Barrett get her head out of you know what. So it's Justice Jackson is the gifting horse. Don't punch the gifting horse.
That's so true. Hey, Mike, thank you so much, my friend. God bless, Godspeed. Please come back when you can, Mike Davis. Thank you.
Thank you.